Oh, no, thanks. By heck, she can certainly tickle the ivories.
A very noisy tickle, in my opinion. Of course, it's only my opinion.
Not your cup of tea, Mrs. Wakely.
Once you've heard Russ Conway, it spoils you for others. Showing off, I call it.
Well, she's certainly showing off our old chapel piano, I'll give you that. It's better than I thought.
Specially tuned. To concert pitch, whatever that may be. Though why the country should be put to such expense for such people, I don't know. It's always been good enough for Mrs. Rumbold. Dear, you have given yourself a nasty bang on the forehead, sir. However did it happen?
Oh, just a slight disagreement with the wife. Only joking, Mrs. Wakely. Actually, we got the builders in. One of them left a ladder where I wasn't expecting it.
The working classes are so careless these days. Excuse me, sir. All right, you can stop now. Time to go back to the wing. Is that really the best you can do, Jenny? All right, then line up with the others. Look sharp. Tea time. Tea time.
You're right. She's quite something.
I thought you'd be impressed.
Who's quite something?
The college was tipping her for big things 3 years ago.
No, not surprised. And she chucked it all away for the cause.
Thank you, I'm with you now. The bomb slinger.
Not anymore, Dr. Mays. That's why she'll be considered for parole. She's a different person.
Yes, had a success at last, have we?
People do change as they grow older, you know. Especially growing from 19 to 22. Even you, perhaps.
Nah, not him. Perennial student, that one. Oh, come on, Governor. It's past the half hour. How many hopefuls has South Wing got for her this time, apart from Kath Nessim?
Just Margaret Alice McGlashan.
Oh, Maggie the Menace.
And Jenny Carter having a second go.
No, she's not.
Huh? But I've done a report on her.
Yes, I know, so have I. She's changed her mind.
Say, Parson. Monsieur. Jenny Carter. Yes? Going back into herself, is she?
Yes, I've noticed that. Won't even talk about her kids anymore.
Time she was out of here.
Well, we could all say that, Chief.
Oh, well, the first 90 years are the worst. Keep an eye on her.
Right.
Hello. Waitress service in this part of the establishment, eh?
Some folk is all the luck, eh, Chief? Ah, she's awful good to her, China, is she not? You'll get your reward in a lovely Protestant heaven, darling.
Oh, that's nice, Glenda. Something to look forward to.
It's my leg, you see, Chief. Gets terrible bad at the end of the day.
Well, there's the thing. We have something in common, after all. You don't have to be a skivvy, you know.
Oh, I'm not bothered.
Yes, my wee lamb. But as far as the parole board is concerned, this report is favourable.
Yes.
You sound doubtful, Miss Parrish.
Instinctively, I have every reason to doubt Maggie's suitability, but...
Instinct isn't reason, is it?
Neither is hope, but that's all we've got to base our judgment on in Maggie's case. The hope that she'll benefit from parole. In any case, it's not up to us to pass judgment.
No, as long as we can give the local review committee all the information we can from our own observation, we'll have done our share. She's been in before, hasn't she?
She's not unknown to us.
Paroled before?
No, never in long enough to qualify. We'll have had more than 18 months of her this time. Although ever since we filled in her LB2, she's been remarkably well behaved for her.
Positively sickening.
Oh, well, good grief, why not? I'd smile my way out of here, too, in her shoes.
And look, if she is behaving better than usual now because of this carrot, isn't that a good mark for the parole system?
No, all I ask is, if she does get out of here, let her keep up the good behaviour. Otherwise, we'll all be suffering from the pleasure of her company again only too soon.
Right, thank you, Miss Parrish. Now, Dr. Mays, this report of yours, the jargon, what does it mean?
Jargon, indeed. Well, simply, Maggie is now a middle-aged woman. Her health has been complicated by her lifestyle, as they would say nowadays. Physically, she is an incipient mess. Now, I believe that she knows that. I don't think she wants to go back on the game, but then what's she going to do instead? Teach in Sunday school.
Miss Clark. Ah, you seem to have made a thorough study of the case.
Oh, why not? We're asked for details. As a result, we all know the prisoner better. Another good mark for parole. You'll be surprised Maggie hasn't reacted more violently against society.
Good. Well, that's something for the local review committee to get their teeth into tomorrow. Great help to them.
Well, to Maggie, too. I hope she's the one who needs help.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Now, the only other case is Catherine Nessim. No qualms about her, Miss Parrish?
None whatever.
Really?
If there's anyone who's waiting to benefit from the whole conception of parole, it's Kath. Let her out now and she'll have something to give the world. Keep her locked up, and I don't answer for the consequences.
Oh, mind what you're doing, you stupid wee nyaff. I'm sorry. I'll give you something to be sorry for in a minute. I didn't mean. Oh, neither you did now. Sure you wouldn't hurt your own Maggie, would you now?
Good evening. The uneasy peace of the last few months in Northern Ireland has been shattered by a bomb explosion in a Belfast fish restaurant. Reports are still coming in, but while it's believed that there are no fatalities, several people have been injured, some of them seriously. No one has yet claimed responsibility.
This your lot at it again.
Not my lot, I've told you before.
They're all the same, yous are. Bloody kids with bangers. Phil.
Well, what happened to Jenny Carter?
What happened? She lost a stone in weight and bit her fingernails down to the elbows last time she tried for parole. That's what happened. Quite a good reason for not trying again, she thinks.
And is that what you think?
No, but I can see why she does. It's a hell of a strain waiting 3 months just to have the prison gates slammed in your face again. When you've been hoping, counting on it.
But you welfare people have got her a new flat. And didn't you tell her that's why she was turned down last time?
No, Peter, I did not tell her that because we don't know why she was turned down.
Well, we can use our heads, though, can't we? I mean, obviously, they weren't going to let her go back to that drunken life of a husband. All those kids in one lousy room. But now it is different.
Right, you're preaching to the converted. I know she's not going to harm another of them. But it wasn't lack of love that made her hit too hard. It's because she loves them so much. She can't face the uncertainty again. And another disappointment.
Well, are you going to let her go at that?
Not on your sweet life. Thanks. Jenny will try again, we'll see.
Hello, Jenny. What are you making this time? Doll, is it? For Debbie? Her turn, of course, isn't it? She'll love it. Let me see it when it's finished, will you? Mrs. McGlashan, will you come to my office for a moment, please?
Certainly, Miss Parrish. Here, do you think she fancies me, eh? Eh, what? If I'm not back here in 10 minutes, if it's the Padre or the Polish, I'm not fancy. They're more my type. I'm coming, Miss Parrish. You're not going to give me parole, Miss Parrish?
It's not up to me to give or withhold it. It's for the local review committee to recommend to the parole board. They decide from what you tell them.
Aye, and what do you tell them about me?
I submit a report, it's true. Then so does welfare and the medical officer and the Padre.
Holy Moses.
No, just the Padre.
Ah, it's a waste of time.
Why?
My past record.
I really think it's your future record they're interested in. They'll forget the past, if you will, Maggie. Start again.
Start again, is it, miss? You'll know, Miss Parrish, about me and Glenda. You've been all kind of sensitive and that. If I get my parole, maybe I'll be out of here same time as her.
Is that important?
Aye. I want to see to it Glenda doesn't make my mistakes. Make a mess of her life when we get out of here. You've only got the one life, miss. That's all the good Lord gives us. Isn't that right, Miss Parrish? I want to protect Glenda. Do I feel just like a mother to that child?
Yes. Well, you must try and see that she doesn't end up in care like your other children.
That's just lies. Who told you that? That's nothing but lies. I swear to God, I never neglected my children.
Maggie, he's got enough on his plate. But listen, if you get parole, and I don't say that you will, that doesn't mean to say that you're free. You'll be outside these walls, yes, that's true. But a beady eye will be kept on you. You've got to go straight. That's what parole means. We'll soon know if you don't, because you'll be back inside here without even your good leg touching the ground on the way. Now, a member of the local review committee will see you tomorrow morning at 9:30. You needn't report for work. Just wait on the wing till we send for you. Thank you, Maggie, and good luck.
Thank you, miss. A man, will it be?
Most likely, yes.
Let's hope he's under 70, eh? Any chance? Stinking jealous old bitch.
Yes, Marie.
Nothing, miss. Thank you, miss.
May I come in?
Yes, of course.
Music?
Beethoven number 5.
Symphony?
No, the Emperor. Piano concerto in E flat.
Oh, yes, of course. I don't know very much about that kind of music.
Incredible.
What?
The first time I heard that key turn, I transmogrified into a zombie. You come along and talk about 76 trombones or something and bring me back to Beethoven.
It's part of my job. Rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation, there's a word.
Transmogrified wasn't bad.
Oh, I was going bad, wasn't I? Like an old pomegranate. You saved me.
Good. Which reminds me about the use of the chapel piano.
They're going to stop it?
No, of course not. I've been trying to make better arrangements for you, that's all. It's a question of fair share.
But the piano?
It's used quite a lot, you know.
Well, who uses it?
Oh, a glee club. You should hear them. An old lady trying to take a grade 1 exam. She's been trying for ages. Other people.
Well, they don't matter.
Oh, yes, they do. And don't forget, the piano's in the chapel, which itself matters to quite a lot of people. Kath, is your future career worth giving up some of your work pay for?
Well, of course, yes.
Then I think I can arrange for some of your working time to be spent in practice.
How much is some?
Well, I'm not sure. An hour, 2 hours?
Not enough.
What?
Not nearly enough. If I'm really going to catch up, I'll need at least 6 hours.
A day?
At least.
But that's not possible. It's not reasonable.
I'm not talking about reason, Miss Parrish. I'm talking about music.
Now, just a minute. Let me remind you where you are.
I don't need reminding, thank you very much. I didn't ask to be brought back from the dead. That was your idea. I can chuck it if I have to. Go back to stuffing pencils into miserable boxes if that's what you want me to do. But either I play the piano or I don't play the piano. It's not a pastime, a hobby for wet Sunday afternoons. It's my whole life.
It's all or nothing with you, isn't it, Kath? Total commitment.
Total. It doesn't have to be used wrongly.
Indeed it doesn't. You remember that discussion we had about parole?
Parole?
Yes.
It's time.
In 3 months, you'll have completed a third of your sentence. It's time to start considering your case.
It's not true. When? What's going to happen tomorrow?
You will meet a member of the local review committee.
I don't believe it. Tomorrow. Free of this place.
No, wait, Kath, hold it. Don't get carried away. Use your head, just this once. I said tomorrow they will start considering your case. And they'll go on considering it for weeks, months. And even then, after all, they might well turn you down.
No.
Yes, Kath, they might. Yours was considered a grave offence, remember?
I remember.
Yes. Well, let's take it calmly, shall we? Sensibly. And hopefully.
Have you no home to go to, Mr. Radley?
Yeah, that's what my wife says. You keep us all too busy.
Jealous, is she?
Oh, can you blame her? Have you seen Miss Parrish?
Over there.
Hi. Excuse me, thank you. Oh, headache?
How do I get that girl 6 hours practice a day? Tell me that and I'll feel better.
6? Oh, that's a hefty dollop of vocational training, isn't it?
That's just the minimum, she says. And where? There's only one decent piano in the whole damn prison, and other people have a right to use it too.
Like Mrs. Rumbo.
Exactly like Mrs. Rumbo. And then there's supervision. Oh dear, why couldn't she play the flute or the triangle or something that she could practice in her own room?
Oh, that wouldn't be too popular. Drive everyone else mad.
What?
The noise.
Do you think they'd even notice?
Hey, I think I've got an idea. An idea. Oh, never mind.
Whatever must he sound like to somebody like her? Hell isn't just other people. It's the noise they make.
Was it someone we knew?
Well, it's for Miss Parrish.
I thought she wasn't looking so good.
I'm not one to complain, Chief, you know that. But I really don't think we should be asked to cope with things like this.
Like what?
You must inquire at the Education Department. I wasn't born with X-ray eyes.
Hello. They didn't waste much time, that's good. Not much demand, I suppose.
Ah, so you know about this, Mr. Radley.
Yeah, my idea, really.
Excuse me one moment while we unlock. Miss Parsons?
I suppose I don't have to know the contents of every package that comes into this high-security building, but...
I'd call it a prisoner's aid, I think.
Do take care.
What sort of prisoner's aid? I mean, am I allowed 20 questions?
Well, it's something to keep a girl occupied and quiet.
This way you want, Miss Parrish? What?
Oh, no, not in here. Out. Perhaps we could know fairly quickly where we may lay our burden down. I'm sure it's rather heavy.
Cousin Essen's room.
Oh, good gracious, I hadn't realised it would be so big.
Well, it's got to be life-size to be any use to her.
On the bed, Miss Parrish.
Yes, just for a moment.
I dare say you'll find the exercises done as good. Look on the right side.
Thank you, Mrs. Wegley.
We'll have to go somewhere else after use, I suppose. She'll want some sleep.
No, it's got legs of its own. Well, it's got to be the correct height, or she won't get the proper feel of it.
We thought a dummy piano would be very useful to her when she hasn't got the real thing.
No, don't. I wasn't going to interrupt you. But perhaps you could do with a few bars' rest. A very difficult passage.
It shouldn't be. 3 years ago, it was child's play.
Well, perhaps 3 years ago you were less self-critical, musically.
If you mean I should have spent more time playing the revolutionary than being one, I couldn't agree more. You've all said it, and it's true. Stupid, sinful waste of time.
Which? The crime or the punishment?
Both.
Haven't you learned anything from these recent experiences?
I play better. I'm different. I shall play better still when I've got these working again.
Your talent's remarkable.
Thank you. Do you play the piano or anything?
No, but I listen, I appreciate.
Yes. Yes, I think you do.
You started young, of course. I know you were studying at music school and became involved with us, but before then?
Gosh, I can't remember not playing the piano. My father swears I was nearly born in one. In Antofagasta.
When was that? Chile?
Well, they were on a concert tour. I arrived early. What a nuisance I must have been to them even then.
Did you travel with them?
Oh, no, not for long. No, it was too difficult. My mother's aunt looked after me in Guildford whenever they were away.
If I know anything about a musician's life, that was quite often. No brothers or sisters?
Good heavens, no. I think they were quite astonished when I came along. Well, at their age. Well, I didn't mind. I had them all to myself whenever they came back. I'd play them new pieces I'd learnt, perfecting my technique. Sometimes they'd stop talking to each other and really listen. I remember once... Do you know the Earl King, Schubert? Oh, the piano part's fiendishly difficult. Well, they just got home and I started playing it. Oh, I'd been practicing like crazy while they were away. And like I hoped, my father started to sing. Oh, his voice was at its very best about then. Well, I kept on playing, and he went on singing. My mother standing by the doorway listening. Kind of magic. And then, when we'd finished, he turned to me and bowed. Not joking, just as though I'd been her. And then she hugged me and cried. And he cried. And I cried, soppy lot.
How old were you?
8, 9. It was just before I went away to school. I didn't see very much of them after that. Just during the vacation, maybe in Car or Stuttgart or somewhere. Not very often.
And you loved them very much?
I wanted them to love me.
But I do know, miss.
Not possible, Jenny. Nobody knows except the parole board.
They get me in here because they think I'll do it again. To Debbie or Tommy or little Sean. Like I did.
No, of course you won't. Dr. Mays told you. You love them.
I loved him. And I killed him.
Look, Jenny, let me tell you again. You were driven to it because of the way you had to live. Now, it's different now. You've got a flat. And you won't have to cope with your husband's drink problems all by yourself anymore. We'll be there to help you. Come on. Now, give it a chance. The kiddies need their mum, Jenny. The sooner the better.
Don't tell them. In case I take
No, I won't tell them.
They cried last time. When I didn't come home.
And who was your professor?
Steinhard.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Are you busy?
Do you want me, Dr. Mays?
Yes.
Thank you, Kath.
Having a quick pray?
Now, that could be the solution to all our problems. Don't mock. What's yours?
I've no problem for once. I'm off to a medics conference.
What, another? We've got the Home Office due tonight, though, don't forget.
That is why I'm here. 6:30?
Thank you.
And after the ministerial sherry, shall we eat somewhere?
Dutch.
If you like.
Good.
Yes, very.
Oh, excuse me, madam.
Thank you.
Come and see me before you go off duty, Miss Jenkins. I remember when they used to sew mail bags.
What's the matter? Don't you appreciate good music?
Oh, I know all about good music, thank you, Dr. Mays. I come from the north, home of the oratorio.
Oh, you've been one, haven't you? One of those ladies in nighties and pearls, rows of you, doing the Messiah.
I don't sing, as it happens. But 2 members of my family have had the honour of appearing under Sir Malcolm.
Get away.
Of course, he was only a doctor sergeant then. Still, I believe you need a lot of talent to become that kind of doctor.
Thank you.
Now, my question was, is it wise to give so much more consideration to one prisoner than the others?
You've been having yours on. There's no tune to out of it at all.
That's right, Maggie. It's not supposed to make a noise.
Such are the Joseph Coopers.
What?
Well, you know, that telly programme where they have to guess what he's playing on one of those things.
Pull the other one has got bells on it.
Look, it's so that I can practice without boring you lot.
Practice? You've done nothing but bloody play the piano all day. What more do you want? We've got to work for our money, haven't we? Talk about special treatment.
Not special, Maggie. Just a bit unusual, that's all. Well, you all get the same chance if you want it. You can study or train for what you're good at.
I'm all for a chance to practice what I'm good at, eh, girls? Would you do that for us, miss? Couple of fellas a day would do just to practice on it. And how about you, May? Anybody making sure your thieving wee paws is telling good Nick, eh? Not bloody likely enough unless your parish is met. Then you stand a chance.
That's enough, Maggie. That's not true, and you know it. Right, come on, out of here, all of you. Too many of you in here.
Can you not practicing the one out here?
Well, no, it's just not good enough.
Not good enough, is it? My word, the real posh little pianist we've got here. Come on, give us a tune. Come on, it's here, yes, give us a tune.
I couldn't understand. Come on, why not? I mean, you wouldn't like the sort of music I play.
How would you know what we like when we play?
Well, besides, it would sound ludicrous on that. Don't!
Sit down and play.
Hey, what's going on here?
We're going to get given a wee concert, miss.
Oh, that's nice.
Right, belt up the lot of you. Come on, hold your noise a wee minute. We're going to get a special little concert here. All right, then. A big hand for the star Good evening, Miss Carol. Come on then, Eunice.
Oh, here, hang on a minute.
Oh, Glenda.
Finished it, Sydney.
Come on, girls.
There, are you satisfied?
Hey, will you not come and join me in a duet? Come on, Glenda, we'll show her. Smash it,
Glad you started amusing the piano. It's a nice change from the telly. You all right?
I've got to get it. I've got to. I've got to.
Get what? What are you on about?
Parole. I've got to get out of here.
Hey, hold on. Have a bit of patience.
Patience.
Now look, they're only just starting to consider your case. It's going to take months, and then there's no guarantee.
Stop!
What's up, love?
Ever heard the one about the man who dreamt he was in a madhouse and then woke up and found that he was?
What? Well, didn't you like playing the piano for them?
I hated it. I hated it.
Yeah, but that's going to be your job, isn't it? Playing the piano for people. And anyway, doesn't hurt to show them why you're getting all this extra attention.
Vocational training, do they call it?
Well, yes.
Like cooking, typing, car maintenance?
A bit, yes. But listen, those others haven't been given any special talent for anything. So you might say it's a bit harder for them.
Harder?
Well, they don't even like what they do. But you do, don't you? Do you suppose Maggie likes her job? You think she's even got a talent for being a tart? I don't. You don't know much about ordinary people, do you? Where you were brought up, I suppose.
And people in glass houses
shouldn't throw bombs.
Yes, but what he said was quite interesting, don't you think?
Oh, yes, he knows what he's talking about.
And it is an uphill struggle to get the great British public to accept anything new.
Parole is 8 years old.
And how old is an eye for an eye?
Well.
I doubt very much if the ordinary man in the street really knows what parole is.
Oh, well, as far as he's concerned, parole means that when the beak says you go down for 3 years, you actually get out in 1.
But he doesn't like it, does he? Feels let down. Maniacs roaming the street with butcher's knives when they should be safely locked up, just like the judge said.
Well, I wonder what that is.
Bomb scaser, tube station.
Oh, no.
It's
Not
quite
that
safe here,
again.
madam. We're out of the danger zone.
Ah.
You? A revolutionary?
Well, I didn't say I was, but I could have been.
Uh-huh.
Well, every young person worth their salt has to be a bit of a rebel. It's all part of growing up.
Is it?
Oh, didn't you rebel?
I don't think so, no, not particularly. I did the same sort of things as the rest of my group, but that is conforming, not rebelling. We wore the same sort of gear, we invented a few in-phrases, but we did not go about throwing bombs at people. And you weren't any different from the rest of us.
Oh, thanks.
In that way. But Kath Nessam is different. She joined the wrong sort of group.
From choice?
Oh, wasn't it?
I wonder. I caught up with her case properly today.
Yes, I saw you.
I suspect the choice was made for her.
By Battersea's Che Guevara.
Well, by all her life before then. Elderly parents, trying to make contact with them, being lonely, wanting to please, be noticed, and then suddenly, bam, college, young people, fun, new ideas, excitement, and somebody who actually says he loves you. Oh, all right, so it's Battersea's Che Guevara, but what do? Shut the door on it all? Trot back to your first love, the Steinway concert ground, or open your arms and let it all happen to you. Make a god of him, follow his
No,
footsteps.
she is not the sort of young woman who could just let it happen. She would have to dedicate herself.
Oh, yes, how right you are, Peter. She'd have to be dedicated. That's what makes her an artist. But my fear is that if the cell door is slammed in her face, she'll dedicate herself to a great fat nothing, and what a waste that would be of a great talent, Peter. What a waste.
Oh, Gary got us smashing in. He's the greatest.
And a patch in Elvis.
On the 6:30 news front, the Paulswell hits the headlines again.
Hey, what's that?
Hey, I'm Maggie.
God, not another.
Right?
Not a damn Davis by them not trying to murder us in our beds.
Oh, what you on about?
Did you hear that?
How could I? You was talking all the time.
Some dirty bastard brought another lot of innocent Christians to kingdom come.
Oh, that.
What do you mean, all that?
I ain't interested in all that stuff.
Stuff, do you call it? And what wasn't ever happened to you, eh? Was that the stuff?
What you on about, Mag?
Bombs in London.
Yeah, well, I never noticed.
You'd have noticed soon enough it was your relatives got massacred.
I haven't got any.
You got me, haven't you?
Oh, yes, Mag.
Now, if I'd been blown to pieces by some bloody terrorist, you'd have noticed that soon enough, wouldn't you?
Why?
Why what?
Why'd anybody want to blow you to pieces? You ain't no terrorist, are you?
That's the whole point, you daft bint. They don't go choosing who they kill. They just chuck the bombs under to anybody.
What for?
God knows. Ask her. She's one of them bloody murderers.
In Ireland?
Yeah, they never let her in. Same thing, though, wherever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd like to do then? I'd like to round them all up, all them terrorists, in a great big rubbish dump somewhere and put a great big stinking bomb underneath a lot of them. That'd teach them.
Yeah, too true.
True. Yet they go flaming running around after her all the time, making sure she gets every damn thing she wants.
Aye, it's not right, is it?
No, it isn't.
No.
Just you wait, Glenn. She'll get her licence all right, no bother. Different for the likes of me.
Oh, Mag, you get your licence too. You got it. Because you said I could come and stay with you when I get out.
A service to mankind, that's what I'm giving. But they'd rather let her out than me, cow that she is. And make sure that she has special toys to play with meanwhiles. Why should she have a special toy? She could do without it.
Yes, I'm sure he will, too.
20 minutes jammed together like sardines in a tub.
They tell you why?
Do they, heck? I felt like an individual head of cattle down there. I had to fight back an overwhelming desire to batter on the door, screaming, "Let me out."
Out of where?
Oh, a paralysed tube train. It's horrible.
Jemima's let her down again.
Jemima?
That's my car. It's taken me an hour and 10 minutes to get here.
Well, never mind. You're not late. Dr. Mays isn't here yet, and that was Mrs. Armitage held up on South Wing.
Trouble?
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded so much if I hadn't been sitting opposite one of those what to do if you see a suspicious package notices. There was one 10-year-old with a very bulgy school bag just opposite.
Oh, by the way, you'll be glad to know that there's a licence for Maggie McGlashan.
Hallelujah!
Amen.
Perhaps you'd like to see she gets it, Charles. It's Miss Parrish's long weekend.
It'll be a pleasure.
Nothing for Jenny Carter.
Not yet, no.
That's a more complicated case, of course. Not just a review committee job. The board will want to know about her.
And no doubt for the same reason. No news yet of Catherine Nassim.
I suppose it is essential to notify McGlashan immediately. Well, we couldn't hold it, say, over the weekend?
Hold it?
Well, Kath Nessim and Jenny Carter applied at more or less the same time.
Now, McGlashan has every right to know as soon as possible. Her state of anxiety is arguably as great as theirs.
Yep.
See you later, then.
Why wasn't her room locked?
I really can't say. I wasn't on duty here.
Then I shall have to find out, won't I? So, who did it then?
That's just the point, Chief. We don't know. It was like this when I brought her back from work, as she calls it.
The girl is quite capable of answering for herself, Mrs. Wakely.
Sorry, I'm sure.
Well?
I really haven't a clue. In any case, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? A valuable piece of educational equipment got here especially for your benefit, vandalised, and it doesn't matter. Let me tell you, it does matter. That is government property and will have to be repaired at government expense. Taxpayers' expense. Not to put it too bluntly, my expense.
Quite right, Chief. They just don't appreciate what's being done for them nowadays, these youngsters. Comes too easy.
Oh, yes, Maggie. And what do you know about this?
About what,
How
Chief?
that came to be busted.
Me?
Were you having a little practice, Maggie?
God's my witness, Chief, I never went near it. Don't we know how important it is to her and all? And her gonna be a star?
A star?
That's what Miss Parrish thinks, isn't it? And the governor. Ah, we're all gonna see her when we get out of here. All your old pals.
Right, Maggie, get out. What a lovely thought. Maggie and her friends in a box at the Royal Albert Hall. The mind boggles.
They do say that music soothes a savage breast.
They say a lot of daft things. All right, make a report about it. And keep your ears open.
Maggie's been off work with her leg.
No proof.
No.
It'll be her. Oh, the meeting's not over, is it?
Drawing peacefully to a close, I should say.
Good, I'll get me dinner. I could do with it.
We've had a bit of an upset, sir. That dummy keyboard of yours, vandalised, Mr. Radley, I'm sorry to say, vandalised.
Bast. Well, get hold of McGlashan, would you please?
We don't know she's responsible, sir.
Well, that's not what I wonder for. Wheel her into the office, would you? Hello.
Maggie McGlashan, Mr. Radley.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Wakely. Leave the door ajar, would you please?
I never touched it.
Touch what, Maggie?
Victimisation, that's what it is. Filthy screws.
Oh, that'll do now.
Picking on me all the time. I never done nothing. You'll not prove otherwise, I'm telling you.
McGlashan, sit down and shut up. You know who's most against you, Maggie?
Oh, somebody special, is there?
Yes, you yourself. You're your own worst enemy. You're so dishonest you can't even tell yourself the truth. Now, you've never been considered for parole before, have you?
Waste of time that was.
Can you read?
Of course I can read.
I'll have a go at that then.
I need my glasses.
Home Office Probation and Aftercare Department. The Secretary of State hereby authorises the release on licence of Margaret Alice McGlashan within 15 days of the date hereof.
Aye.
That means you got your parole. That bit there.
Oh?
Who shall, on release and during the period of this licence, comply with the following conditions, or any other conditions which may be substituted from time to time. Number 1. She shall report without delay to the officer in charge of the Probation and Aftercare Office at High Street, Kilburn.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, what a mess.
You heard about it?
Yes, I met the chief, with smoke curling out of each nostril.
Yes, I'm afraid I made it worse.
Oh?
Well, I seemed like I didn't care, didn't appreciate what you've all been trying to do for me.
Yes, so that's the bad news. Now for the good.
Parole?
Not yet, I'm sorry.
Do you know what I find most difficult? I mean, you just don't know what's going on in this place. One terrifying interview with a funny little man with grey side whiskers and half-moon specs like something out of Dickens. Well, that's what you see at the local review committee, and they're nothing. Nothing at all. Well, I mean, they might be computers deciding our fate.
Right. The system could be better. You may as well know Maggie's got hers.
Smashing.
No, run-of-the-mill cases always come through quicker. They don't need to go to the parole board, usually.
I'm not run-of-the-mill.
Well, your old teacher doesn't seem to think so.
Dine hard?
That's the good news.
You've seen him? Well, tell me, what did he say?
Oh, enough to make your head too big for your boots. I shan't tell you what. But what you're doing here now is valuable, he says, pro tem. I have to get that thing mended, though. I hope it's possible. And I've been allowed to bring this from him. It's been classed as educational. He wants you to know he'll help you all he can.
Give it to me.
It seems you were very good.
I was very good. I am very good.
And the last one. Are you still with me, Maggie? Number 6. They want you to be of good behaviour and to lead an industrious life.
A reformed character, sir. That's what I'll be from this day out. Or may God strike me dead as an empty Guinness bottle.
Why not just try making a nice, easy promise to start with, Maggie, when you've got some hope of keeping? Like these little rules here. You'll jolly well have to, you know, if you want to stay outside. Let's face it, Maggie, you're a big girl now. The competition outside's getting younger every day, have you noticed? Maybe the time's come to retire gracefully and take the chances being offered to try another kind of life. The old one hasn't given you much, has it? You come to think of it. Spent a lot of your time shut up in the nick. Has it ever occurred to you, Maggie, maybe you're not cut out for a life of crime? How's about a canter down the straight, eh? Anyway, congratulations, Maggie, and good luck.
Hey, Max, what cheeky Charlie want doing, eh?
About my licence.
Oh, no, they take you down.
No, that's not right.
It isn't right. What are they doing, turning you down?
I haven't.
What?
Why don't you listen, you daft bent?
They gave it you? But that's great, Max. That's marvellous, isn't it?
Snide bastard, like I was stupid or something.
Yes, great. So when'd you get out, then?
15 days.
Oh, Maggie, that's good. That means you'll be out before me after all. Get things ready, like you said, eh, Mags? Curtains and that.
Yeah, great.
Oh, and Kath, your parents. I've seen them.
You have?
They do understand.
Couldn't. Look, they mustn't come here. They'd try so hard, but they'd be appalled. I've hurt them enough, no.
All right, you needn't see them if you don't want to. But what is important is that you can go to them when you're released. They're waiting for you. That'll probably be your trump card. Your career's waiting, your home's waiting. I think you've got a very big chance. Good night.
Look, I'm sorry. Can I have them back again, please? Thanks. Oh, Jenny! The cord broke, madam. That's really what saved her.
That may be, but you got her breathing again.
What made you go back, do you know?
I don't know, madam. I was on my way to the club, but well, I just felt something was wrong.
Jenny had been acting strangely for some time. We'd all noticed that.
And she refused to see her children on Saturday, and well, then when I went to lock her up, she didn't say her usual good night to me. Just sat there, staring vacantly at me.
Well, anyway, we're very grateful for your prompt action. You handled the situation very efficiently. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Quite a promising young officer when she tries. Right, and do up your buttons.
Sorry, Chief.
Don't overdo the praise, will you, Chief?
She was simply doing her duty, Mr. Radley.
She was off duty.
That's right, Miss Clark.
A shocking tragedy has been averted. And doubly shocking because we now know that Jenny's licence was being granted at that very moment.
She's going to need a lot of support.
Which I'm sure she'll get from the welfare department.
Yeah. Well, the sooner she's out of here, the better. Was that a comment of some sort, Mrs. Armitage?
No, simply concurring, I think is the word, Miss Clark. She will need a lot of support.
We'll give her that.
Good. But I thought the probation service was understaffed.
Oh, dear me, every department is understaffed. Are you at full strength?
No, but while she's in here, her other children are safe.
Mrs. Armitage, it is not for us to decide who goes out or when. It is fraught with complications, and let us be grateful that we can leave that in the hands of the local review committee and the parole board, and finally, of course, to the Home Secretary. I have just had a communication from him. He tells me that the parole board, after much discussion, have also recommended a licence for Catherine Nessim. Which, with regret, the Home Secretary has felt obliged to refuse.
Why?
It's disappointing for all of us. Especially you, Miss Parrish.
I'm not disappointed, Governor. I'm appalled.
What does he think he's doing?
I think he's doing right, Miss Clark.
Right. It's a complete denial of the whole concept of parole. If that girl is kept in here for another 12 months, there's no chance of her becoming a useful citizen ever again, let alone making full use of her talents. What's right about keeping her in here and letting Maggie McGlashan off the hook? What good is she going to do anybody?
Well, if Maggie gets the right probation officer, she might at least do them less harm.
She's as likely to change her outlook on life as Stonehenge.
Yes, she's entitled to the chance.
Right, fine. Let her out and good riddance, but give Kath Nessim the same chance.
Miss Parrish, I share your belief in parole. We all know that prison should be the last resort for most women because our function is largely negative. And in spite of all our efforts, many of them leave here more criminally minded than when they arrived. And in the case of long sentences, hopelessly institutionalized. I believe there is more chance of them outside, properly supervised and supported.
Well, that's just my point.
Yes, I know it is, Miss Parrish, but forgive me. You are looking at the problem only from the prisoner's point of view. The Home Office has a responsibility to the public as well.
Are you suggesting Kath would leave here and start chucking bombs again?
It's not unknown for parolees to reoffend.
Not, however, in this case, I should say, and so says the parole board, and so indeed is the Home Secretary himself.
Then why this decision?
Public opinion. We all know Kath, her character and the way her mind works, but the public only knows that this girl planted a bomb in a public place. They've heard the court say, lock her up for a long time so she can't do it again. And in 3 years she's out, walking the public streets. Oh, what a field day for the media, bomber released. Now, I want parole to succeed, and so do you, I think. Most of you. But it can only be done slowly. One false step, one release, which rubs the public up the wrong way, and we've taken 10 steps back.
So it's throw her to the lions, is it? Thumbs down for Kath time.
Not really, Miss Clark. After all, it's the only first time she's been considered.
But a year's a long time to wait. Can she wait that long? I'm sorry to interrupt your practice, but I've something to tell you.